Do you know how risky it is? My father's friend's sister's husband asked me to invest in a stock and I lost half my money. After that, I don't invest in equities anymore. What? In debt markets, you have to lend money to companies or the government, and just in case they don't return the money, then in how much time will this stock double? Since mutual funds are subject to market risks, shouldn't we read the offer document carefully before investing? टैक्स वैक्स तो बहुत ज़्यादा लगता होगा नहीं? I like my plain simple FDs. No stress, no jhanjat. Hello everyone. These may or may not be certain notions, doubts, or apprehensions or questions that you may have in your mind. I have had a lot of my clients in the past who have told me that even though they want to participate in the financial markets, they just could never muster up the courage to do so, maybe because they didn't have sufficient knowledge at that point in time. So I thought that it would be a fun idea to do a string of videos starting from the very basics of finance and slowly getting you acquainted with certain terminologies in the financial world that you may have come across in maybe the newspaper or maybe heard on a CNBC TV 18, for example. Now, I believe that these videos could benefit anyone and everyone who wishes to learn about finance and investments. And for those of you all who may already know quite a bit about it, it would just help you to up that finance game a little bit. So I hope that by the end of these videos, I am able to equip you all enough to understand and foray into the huge, beautiful financial universe that lies beyond just plain simple bank FDs. So let me begin by introducing myself. I am Deepika Bajwa Badwar, a CFA charter holder. CFA, or the Chartered Financial Analyst Program, has equipped me with knowledge in the domain of equity and debt research, wealth and portfolio management, financial reporting and analysis, economics, and so much more. So after I completed my program, I went on to join my first company where I worked as an equity derivatives trader and research analyst. After that, I went on to work with a wealth management outfit, and my most recent stint being with a mutual fund house. It has only been recently that I decided to finally just get out of the corporate world and establish myself as an independent financial advisor. Alright, so since this is just an introduction video, I thought that it would be fun to compare equities, fixed deposits, and debt to beverages. The process of aging whiskey in barrels or casks over many years is what an ideal equity investment should look like. Okay, hear me out. The longer it is kept, the better it gets. Investors usually get so consumed by short-term losses that they sell everything off, come out of the equity markets, and unfortunately, in turn, they miss out on the rally and gains that are to follow. So most people perceive equities to be an extremely risky asset class. The reason for this is that the human brain has got emotionally wired to remember unpleasant or bad memories more than pleasant or good ones. Now let's picture this. The guilt, the anger, the irritation, the frustration that you would experience if you were to lose 10 lakh rupees would affect you much more than the happiness, the excitement, the exhilaration of a gain of an equivalent 10 lakh rupees. Think about it. Which is why any negative news or market crashes always find a space in our memory which is very, very distinct and vivid. We would be able to remember it extremely clearly at all times. On the other hand, any memory of market rallies or the smooth functioning of markets would just disappear into thin air. Disclaimer: equity markets can move violently. Hence, in the short term, it could be a risky proposition. But in the longer term, it will prove its worth. Hence, just remember that the longer you keep your equity investment, the better the possibility of returns would be. Just like aged whiskey. Next up, if I had to compare fixed deposits to a beverage, I'd say that it is a lot like the relationship that Indians share with their tea. It is comforting to sip on tea because of its familiar aroma and taste, and also because some of us have just developed a habit to have tea at least sometime during the day. The key word here, my friends, is habit. Fixed deposit is like a habit which has been instilled and ingrained in our system by our fathers and forefathers before them. Fixed deposits appeals to the common man because of its simplistic nature. So just like tea has been part of our lives for centuries and centuries together, similarly, fixed deposits is one of the oldest and most widely accepted forms of investment even today. Now, the risk on fixed deposits, as we all know, is probably one of the lowest compared to any other form of investment. But remember, the returns on fixed deposits is also equivalently lower. Now, I don't think I need say anything more than the fact that probably every single person watching this video would have a fixed deposit account. But not every person watching this video would have exposure to either equities or debt. But I hope that by the end of these videos, I am able to change that statistic a little bit. Now, coming to the debt markets or bond markets, what is debt and what are bonds? Now, just like you and me would approach a bank for a loan, similarly, the government and even companies keep needing money from time to time. So what they do is that they issue bonds, and entities such as mutual funds, pension funds, insurance companies, and for that matter, even individuals can subscribe or purchase those bonds. And in return, what do we get? We get something known as coupon. Coupon is nothing but a fixed rate of periodic return on the particular bond that we have subscribed for. So coupon and interest mean pretty much the same thing. So here I would love to compare the bond markets to a cup of coffee. So while the caffeine in the coffee is enough to get you through the day, it is still not as risky as whiskey. Wow, that rhymed. And at the same time, it is not as simple and boring like a cup of tea. So debt markets is actually like a cross between equities and FDs. Now, just like equities, debt markets also go through its share of ups and downs. But the extent of that movement is not as volatile as it is in the equity markets. At the same time, the post-tax returns on debt markets could be much more attractive than the post-tax returns on an FD. So just like almost every person out there loves coffee, except maybe a handful of people, similarly, the debt markets offer products which can suit an investor who is more concerned about safety, and at the same time also suit an investor who is willing to take more risk. So honestly, if you ask me, the next most sensible step after investing in FDs would be to invest in the debt markets before you take a giant leap into the equity markets. So now that we have covered the basics of the three investment avenues, which is equity, fixed deposit and debt, we would be covering them in much more detail as we go along. And hopefully at the end of it, you will be able to decide which is the beverage that you want to drink. whiskey, tea, or coffee. Alright guys, so with that we come to the end of this video. I hope that I was able to add a little something extra to your financial knowledge today. If you enjoyed this video and would like to get updates of our upcoming videos, you can click on the subscribe button below and also hit the bell icon.